Good afternoon, all. Welcome to today's Cancer Healing Journey Talks. Myself, Annie Jose from Community Outreach Team of Zenonco.io and Love Gives Cancer. Cancer Healing Journey Talks helps cancer survivors and caregivers to share their journey with vast number of survivors and caregivers who have traveled or been traveling through the journey. This can inspire and motivate them for their faster recovery as well. Firstly, I would like to introduce today's speaker, Rashi Kapoor. She is a sarcoma survivor and she's also the founder of Sachin Sarcoma Society. Welcome, Rashi ma'am, for today's session. Over to you.
Hello, Anna. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and inviting me today. I'm Rashi. I'm a sarcoma survivor, and I'm a cancer survivor. And in 2012, I was diagnosed with one cancer, molar pregnancy, which happened in my uterus. And in 2016, I had another cancer, which was completely different from the first cancer, and it was called a synovial sarcoma. During my first treatment, it was taken in AIIMS, and I took 6 cycles of chemotherapy from AIIMS. And in my second cycle, second cancer, which was synovial sarcoma in 2016, which was in my right knee. So I have been into teaching profession, and I had pain and swelling in my right knee from a very longer period of time. I showed to multiple doctors, but there was no much relief. And when one day when my biopsy was done from one particular hospital, which I would not like to name here, and arthroscopy was done, so it came out as sarcoma. And when I met Dr. Sameer Rastogi, who is a sarcoma specialist in AIIMS Hospital, he got my blocks reviewed, and he told that this is synovial sarcoma. So this was a very, very rare sarcoma, very rare cancer. I never heard about it before. And this cancer is so rare that the awareness is very less. Less people know about it. So like my synovial sarcoma, it happens to 1 in a million. It was such a rare cancer, and it happened to me. At that time, I was in emotional trauma because I was 38 at that age. And I had a family, I had 2 young children. So it was a big difficult time for me. It was an emotional trauma which I faced at that time. Somehow when I met my doctor, Dr. Rastogi, who is a sarcoma specialist, he explained me all the things required to be taken care of and how the treatment is going to be. So I was advised for surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation. And I took 5 cycles of chemotherapy and completed radiation. My surgery was done from Tata, Mumbai, by Dr. Ashish Gulia, where limb salvage surgery was done, and they have put in a complete rod in my leg where I cannot bend one leg. So the journey has been really tough, but I believe that cancer as a person has changed me completely. After my diagnosis, after my treatment, I have become more humble and more compassionate as a person. I have started to be in celebration with my life and feel grateful that if God has given this life, it is to do something good for others. So while my treatment was going on, I called up Dr. Rastogi and told that I wish to help. And with his support and with his guidance, and we met many other sarcoma survivors, patients, caregivers, and we formed this patient support group, Sachin Sarcoma Society. So this is a patient support group which is named after Mr. Sachin Yadav, who himself was a patient, and he had vision of starting this, but he could not survive during his treatment. And his wife, Mrs. Jyoti, is a part of this support group. So all the team members of Sachin Sarcoma Society are either patients, caregivers, or survivors, and we basically wish to help, support, guide patients. So we basically provide emotional support and logistical support, administrative support, and the basic thing is to conduct, build companionship with sarcoma affected families. So cancer has been extremely tough. I have myself faced 2 different cancers. 2 different cancers have jolted me much more. I can very well understand what other patients go through. It is such a big, it's a difficult time, not only for the patient, but for the entire family, because it hits you emotionally, financially, logistically in every way. And at that time, I realized that there is a need of support group. So when I was diagnosed at that time, there was no such support group. I was not aware about it, how support group can be very helpful, how important it is for a patient to talk to any other patient who is himself dealing with the disease. So I will simply say one thing for all the cancer patients, that doctors do wonderful work, hospitals do wonderful work, but 50% of the job is of the willpower. So if the willpower is strong, if the person has positive outlook towards life, one can face the journey very courageously. And one should also be associated with support groups, should talk to other people who are similarly fighting with the disease, build companionship, and I believe that such things really help patients.
Did you try any alternative treatments during your journey?
So I did not try any alternative treatment because I had complete faith on all my doctors who treated me, whether it was my surgery, it was chemotherapy, it was radiation. This is a very common query of all the patients, because they normally they want to switch over to any other alternative. They don't have scientific evidence. So one should simply restrict to one particular treatment, and one should go ahead with it. And one should not, one should not rush to two different treatments. So that does not give any kind of help for the patient. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you overcome your treatment fear or like any side effects? What did you do to manage all the side effects you had from your treatment?
Yeah, so the treatment is a long treatment. Like if one is advised for surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation, it's a long treatment. And as I mentioned, that it not only hits you emotionally, but it also hits you financially. Now, caregivers, they do wonderful work, like the immediate family members, they do all the running around, but the patient deals with so much of emotional trauma that he goes deep into anxiety, depression. Initially, it becomes difficult for the patient to come out of the trap, that why this has happened to me, what have I done, is it because of any wrong deeds that I have done? So for example, in my case only, I had this feeling a lot because I had a healthy lifestyle. I don't have any habits of smoking, drinking, and still I got two cancers, and there was no family history of cancer. Still I got cancer. So it was very difficult for me to accept in the beginning that why this is happening to me, why I'm suffering from cancer in spite of the fact that living healthy lifestyle. So I think initially, when as a patient support group that we are running now, and when we talk to many patients, we do their counseling, we understand their concerns, we often feel that it was not only me, but all the patients. Initially they think that why it is happening to me. But I think it is what I have been able to understand from my own experiences. It is very important to accept the situation and to think that now cancer has happened. Now we need to decide what should be done. So the first thing is one should go to the doctor, should follow all the instructions, should get all the investigations done, should take the treatment as advised by the doctor, should not miss the OPD dates whenever it is told. And on a personal front, I would say that it is very important. What I did in my case is I did yoga. So yoga helped me a lot during my treatment, especially deep breathing exercises, meditation, doing yoga. It used to help me a lot during my chemotherapy. So like today, if I was taking chemotherapy, tomorrow I used to sit for yoga, and that yoga kept me going. Also, what happens that during chemotherapy, many patients, they find it difficult to because their lifestyle becomes idle. They are not able to move much, they can't go to the crowded places because they have been told to sit at home, and they to take rest, to take good care of their diet. So it is very important that one should develop some healthy habits like reading books. So in my case, again, I have not been a voracious reader, but at this point of time, when I was dealing with this disease, when I was undergoing treatment, I read a lot of positive thinking books, and that helped me mentally occupied. So like
Yeah.
in some good activities like gardening, like watching some good TV shows. And I used to watch Kapil Sharma. That used to keep me going during my treatment. And I always advise to all the patients that they should see something which is very motivating, very inspiring. No negative talks, no negative self-talks. In fact, one should not talk to even family members about the disease. One should try to live happily. And I always feel that nothing is permanent in this world, not even our troubles. So when good times don't stay forever, even bad times don't stay forever. So all the times they get over soon. One needs to have courage. One should not lose hope. One should not give up. And one should think that this time, even though it is tough, one should have that much of courage that this too shall pass. And one will come out of it as winner. So it is very important to have positive approach towards life. It's very important that you develop the attitude of gratitude for every day, for every breath that you are taking, and take life each day. I think we normally have a tendency that we keep on thinking about what will happen tomorrow. We keep on developing stress and have overthinking, but actually only a cancer patient knows that nothing is in our control. So whatever is meant to happen will happen. One should take life each and every day. One should not think too much and just enjoy each and every moment.
Yeah, ma'am. So in the Sachin Cancer Society, Sarcoma Society, sorry. So do you guys provide counseling to caregivers as well, or just for the patients?
Yeah, so in our patient support group, we do, we go to the hospital, we meet patients. We not only talk to the patients, but we also talk to the caregivers. So it is not only the patients who is actually affected, but it is also the caregiver. And many times when during our counseling sessions or during our interactions with patients and their caregivers, we have observed that caregivers, they feel more depressed, they feel more anxious, because they are the ones who have to do all the running around. They are the ones who have to do everything from talking to the doctor, understanding their perspective, taking care of the patient, understanding the mood swings of the patient. Sometimes the patient is not well, does not want to eat, does not want to listen to anyone. Sometimes caregiver get enough sleep. So it is also very important, and we keep emphasizing that caregivers need to take proper rest. They need to take good care of themselves. Only then they can take good care of the patient.
Right, ma'am. So one last question. So if you have to sum up your journey in one sentence, what would that be?
I would say life is a blessing, and one should be in celebration with life. One should live life to the fullest. Tough times do come in life, but one should not give up. One should think that whatever comes to life, one should take it happily, and one should accept it and then move forward what can be done next. So be in celebration with life is my, I would like to sum up at the end.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rashi ma'am, for your valuable time. So I'm sure this session will really motivate people out there who have traveled or been traveling through this cancer journey. So it was lovely having you here today with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, and Love Heals Cancer is doing amazing work. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.